Each morning we born again. What we do today is what matters more. Good morning everyone. I am Shubha from Ayurveda College, Coimbatore. On behalf of Ayas Kayus, I extend my warm welcome to all in this Dravya Guna section. Yatascha Ayushani Anani cha Dravya Guna Karmani Vedayat Yeto Api Ayurvedaha. One of the earliest references about Dravya Guna is traceable from the description of Charaka, who defined Ayurveda as the science which deals with the drugs, property of drugs, and drug action, irrespective of the fact whether they are helpful or harmful substance. In today's session, we will be discussing about drug identification, macroscopy, organoleptic and microscopy by Dr. Harish. Before starting the session, I would like to go through few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. Filling your full name along with roll number to be displayed is appreciated. For uninterrupted class session, use laptop or mobile with high-speed internet connection. Please make sure your microphone is on mute to have disturbance-free session. In case of any disruption, please check your internet connection firstly, and if the problem is within our network connection, kindly raise the issue in the chat box. Any question regarding the session can be raised in the chat box, which will be addressed at the end of the session. Participants are not requested to share the Zoom ID and password if those strictly restricted from the group and will not be allowed for the future class. Today's session is gonna to be wonderful and fruitful. For that, let us offer our hospitality to Dr. Harish. Without any further ado, let's hand over the session to him. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody, respected organizers and dear participants. Today, we are going to share the basic ideas of the pharmacognosy, drugs identification, macroscopy, organoleptic and microscopy, an introductory part of an identification of raw drugs and its some standardization of raw drugs and formulations. All of you know that in the universe, there are number of thousands, lakhs together plants are distributed all over the world. In that, it includes both the micro and macro organisms. The bacteria includes about 3,600, blue-green algae about 1,700 species, fungi comprises about 46,983, bryophytes comprises about 1,700 species, gymnosperms occupies about 750 species. Apart from that one, what we are depending on the flowering plants, angiosperms, nearly more than about 150,000 species. In this, among 150,000 species from our ancestor or our Ayurvedic text, what we are getting, we are greatly dependent on the Ayurvedic formulations, plants about 80%, animals and its products, minerals, metals, etc. See the contribution of our ancestors. How many plants in the world? About 450,000 species. Among that one, flowering plants, more than 150,000 species. WHO, they are recommended about 20,000 species for the different formulations and the preparations. See our text, what they are contribution they are given. That is Rigveda. They are contribute about 67 plants. They are mentioned about 67 plants. Where in Ajurveda, they are mentioned about 81 plant species. Atharva Veda, they are mentioned 290 species. Actually, when we are following this Charaka Samhita, it will cover about 1,100 plant species. Whereas Sushruta Samhita, 1,270 species. Looking of this collectively, we come across about 3,000, 2,500 plants. By keeping all this, how we wanted to maintain our formulations. For that only purpose, unofficial I had mentioned about 760, 8,000, 10,000 it may be, because these plants are came from our folklore evidence, botanical evidence, and local healers and other things. So collectively, we are go through this along with our text and also our ancestors. See, the word pharmacognosy, it is first taken in the 19th century. It is first coined and mentioned by Kazinzer. It means a drug, Greek word it is. Pharmakon means a drug and gognosy means to acquire a knowledge. Probably it in 1982 mentioned, but the first, the terminology pharmacognosy coined by Sidmich in 1759 only. He defined the pharmacognosy as an applied science that deals with the collection, morphology, anatomy, biologic activity, biochemical constituents, and the economic features of the natural drugs and their constituents. By keeping this one, pharmacognosy is not only the studying of plants and taking the section, observing the under the microscope. It is not a cognosy. It means it collectively, it is starting from the collection, identification, authentication, sectioning, its action, its constituents, and its future. That is called pharmacognosy. See, well defined the classification of these raw drugs. It is based on very scientifically alphabetical classification of raw drugs, taxonomical classification of raw drugs, morphological classification of raw drugs, chemical. On the basis of chemical constituents, the raw drugs also classified. Lastly, according to their action, efficacy, their outputs, we are go through the classification through pharmacological action. This is very beautiful classification which we are following the raw drugs. Let us see the alphabetical classification. All of the scholars, somebody, you know that one, Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India, British Pharmacopoeia, European Pharmacopoeia, CCRA's publications, ICMR publications. You just open these books. The books will start with the name of alphabet. It starts with A, ends with Z. Either in the formation of the Sanskrit name or botanical names, it should be alphabetical order. Suppose example, the one book will start with Ashwagandha, second plant is Bala, Chiraita, Dadi, Miela, ends with Z like Zupa. Whereas in botanical names also like that only, A for like that, B, Belanitis aegyptica, like that, that is the last ends with the Zuzupas, Zuzupa. This is a standard books which we are following all over the world. So we are keeping as a reference standards of these books for our studies. See, this taxonomical classification, you already taken the beautiful classes from the other classes. In this one, the plant is classified according to the scientific classification. Whatever the raw drug which we are receiving, it should be classified according to the Bentham and Dukkar, that is kingdom, division, subdivision, class, subclass, series, order, family, subfamily, genus, and also we wanted to mention the species. Where we wanted to mention the species, we will give the full botanical name along with the scientist which first identified that, that is Lin. This is the beautiful classification of taxonomical classification of identification of raw drugs. Whereas based on the chemical constituents, these raw drugs are classified into so many classes. We are getting beautiful chemical classification like that. Alkaloid yielding plants, Atropa belladonna, important constituent is isomine. Then cinchona plant, that one we are getting quinine. Like that, Papaver somnifera, we are getting papaverin. Vinca rosea, we are getting vincristin and vinblastin. These are all alkaloid yielding plants. Like that, terpenoids yielding plants. Cinnamon camphora, camphor we are getting. Mentha arvensis, menthol we are getting. Like that, glycosides yielding plants, very beautiful plants which we are getting. Cassia angustifolia, senna. Senna-soids we are getting from that plant. Glycyrrhiza glabra, a very beautiful Ayurvedic plant, that is glycyrrhizin. Digitalis lanata, digitoxin, that we are getting from that plant. Like that, resin yielding plants, California, podophyllum, capsicum, cannabis, the beautiful examples. Whereas tannin yielding plants, katechu, ashoka, haritaki, amla, these are very good tannin yielding plants. Exclusively haritaki is called tanning agent. Whereas volatile oil yielding plants, cinnamon, fennel, caraway, coriander, mint, etc. etc. Like that, carbohydrate yielding plants, very beautiful example what we are going through: acacia, khadir, tragacanth gum, guar gum, very beautiful honey, then agar. These are all beautiful example for carbohydrates. According to the act use, medicinal use, that is, we are following pharmacological action. What are those? We are putting different models. By that, we are applying these medicinal plants on that particular model to get the exact results. In that, we are having different models like analgesic model. In that, we are using beautiful plants like cannabis, opium, anti-asthmatics, you know, that ephedra, lobelia, vasaka, anti-diabetic plants, madhunashini, vijayasara, karvillaka, anti-diarrheal plants, which we are using, that is isabgol, bilva, kutaja, anti-dysenteric, we are using epacu, kutaja, shankapushpi, isabgol. Like that, anti-inflammatory, we are using very best example is Punarnava, Estimadu. Aridra is excellent example for that one. Like that, anti-malarial, Cinchona, Artemisia. One more, we know that the Chiraita, Kalamega also we are using as anti-malarials. See, in the supermarket, how the raw drugs are available. Like this, we are not going to purchase the raw drugs because of, according to the WHO guidelines, we wanted to follow the good collection practices. Like that, we are collect the raw drugs. Another beautiful classification which we are following for our convenience is morphological classification. This is very convenient for the identify the raw drugs inside the lab and also in the outside the lab. What are those? Organized drugs and unorganized drugs. Morphological classification is broadly divided into organized and unorganized. Organized drugs means the drugs which are consist cellular constituents. Cellular means parenchyma, collenchyma, like that different cellular constituents. We are getting from the root, stem, rhizome, bark, whole plant, flowers, fruits and seeds. Whereas unorganized drug means without any cellular constituents. In this one, we are not observing the cellular constituents under the microscope. What are those? Those are all gums, gum resins, oleoresins, dried latex, kshira, fixed oils, etc. etc. Let us see what are these organized drugs. I am giving some example for this one. Root drugs, you know, so many root drugs which we are using. For example, Ashwagandha, Shatavari, Eranda, Ativisha, Rasna, Chitraka, Manjishta, Danti, Sarpagandha, Sariva. These are all the beautiful examples under the root drugs. Whole plant which we are using: Vasa, Salprani, Prashnaprani, Kantakari, Brahmi, Mandukabarani, Bhumiyamlaki, Kalamega, like this whole plant which we are using. Whereas the seed drugs like Karanja, Eranda, Palasha, Jaifala, which we are using for the preparations. Fruits, greatly you know that Trifla, Amlaki, Aritaki, Bibitaki, like that Vidanga fruit, Gokshura, Datura, Dadim, Madanafala. Flowers, among that one, the great experience which we have came across Nagakesara and Dataki, like that Champaka, Japa, Kamal Pushpa we are using, like this different parts of the plants which we are using in the so many preparations. Change the slide, please. Whereas the rhizome consists drugs which we are using: Shunti, Haridra, Kachora, Shati, Amragandha, Haridra. These are all the best example rhizomes. Whereas Guduchi is come under the stem. Jivanti, it is also come under the stem. Leaves, the raw drugs which we are using for the preparations: the Vasa leaves, the Thura leaves, Nagar Vel leaves, Agnimanta leaves which we are using. Apart from this one, the preparations greatly we are using nearly 40% of the bark drugs. What are those barks? You know, Dashamula. In among the Dashamula is divided into Bruhat Panchamula. Like that Bruhat Panchamula, all the 5 plants which we are using for the preparation, like Bilwa, Gambari, Shonaka. These are all the barks which we are using. In the previously, we are using the root barks. Nowadays, which are changing into the stem bark. Like that, Arjuna bark we are using, Ashoka bark using, Gambari, Bilva, Shonaka, Nimba bark, Kutaja, Vata, Plaksha, Parisha, Panchavalkala, you know that one. All these barks which we are using for the preparations. What we wanted to should do by keeping all these raw drugs. First of all, we go for the identification, collection, morphology we wanted to do, organoleptic we wanted to do by using sensory organs. Then the microscopy. Microscopy means whatever the part which we are getting, we wanted to go for the sectioning of those plants, either TS or longitudinal sections. Then go for its a powder microscopy, powder which we wanted to study under the microscope. Then histochemical evaluation, micrometric evaluation. What is this micrometric evaluation? Systematic study of mathematically we wanted to study these things under the microscope by measuring the stomata length, breadth, then palisade ratio, stomatal index, then veinlet index. These are all come under the micrometric evaluation. By measuring all the cellular constituents come under the micrometric evaluation. Then it moves towards the test, physical parameters, phytochemical analysis. It consists of quantitative, qualitative, TLC, HPTLC, GLC, then microbial analysis, heavy metal analysis, self-life, then finally goes to the pharmacological action. If it is in the fresh drugs, usually we are going for the collection. In the last slide which we are discussed, fresh in the sense we have to go for the TS, LS, then dried. Once again, we are going for the macroscopy, microscopy. Whereas studying this powder, we are using 5 sensory organs: color, odor, taste, touch, and sound. How we are follow these sensory organs under the organoleptic character? Let us see. Whenever we are collecting any plant, medicinal plants, we wanted to make it as a herbarium for our future reference. Either studying in the UG, yeah PG, yeah PhD, the scholars, whatever may be the studied things should be collect in the format of herbarium or fresh collections. When we are storage preparation for this one, we are commonly using FAA solution. FAA solution means formaldehyde solution, acetic acid, and alcohol. It should be in the percentage of 90:5:5. See the color of the powders by using organoleptic character. First, we are going to the color. By keeping the color, we are identify so many different parts of the plant. Suppose we are getting greenish colors, it should be leaves. It is green, maybe pale green, dark green, or yellowish green. When it is observing brown color, in the brown we are getting some pale yellowish brown. It is belongs to the umbelliferous fruits. Earthy color, muddy color, which we are receiving belongs to the roots or rhizomes. Chocolate colors, which we are definitely going for the cassia fistula pulp. It very indicates the Bournvita chocolate. Like that, if you are receiving buff colored powder, definitely it goes to the ginger and vacha. If you are receiving the yellow powder, maybe turmeric, Barberries aristida, Glazariza glabra, that is estimadu. Like that, if you are receiving the gray color, definitely it may be a Naxomica powder. Like that, the reddish powder, if we are using or we are receiving in maybe the pink color, we are getting Arjuna. Brick red, definitely it is Kampilaka. Orange, it is Kesara. Dark red, it should be as a red sandalwood or sappanwood. The next sensory character like taste. By tasting so many raw drugs, we can identify very easily. If it is bitter yielding plants, that is Colosanth, Naxomica, Chirayuta, Saptaparani, Katuki, Karavillaka, these are all the best examples. Where we are sensing the sweet sense from the powder. It may be Glazariza glabra, star anisin. When we sense astringent, it may be Haritaki, yeah, Vibitaki, Dhadima, Gambari, Arjuna. These are all the strong astringents. When we sense like pungent, it may be ginger with the tingling sensation. Then Maricha, Tejavati. If it is aromatic, then clove, cinnamon, cardamom. If it is acid, definitely it may be Podophyllum, Colocynthus, then Suran. If it is sore, we can sense in the tongue. Definitely it may be by taste itself, we can identify whether it is amla, tamarind, or lemon. This specific sore taste, we can differentiate all this amla, tamarind, lemon, whatever may be the things. Some when we sense the mucilaginous taste, it may be Isabula, Senna, and then Shatavari also. Like that, the next character is the sense of touch. The most of the powders, it may be going to a fine powder, yeah, fibrous powder, yeah, porous powder. Depending on that one, the touch which we are identify so many plants, raw drugs. If it is porous, the fibrous, Rohitaka, Glazariza glabra, some of the grass plants which we are getting porous. Fine powder, when we are grinded, it will give a fine powder, senna powder, then haridra, we will get very fine powder. When we touch, we sense gritty, vanshalochana, vidanga, If it is oily, Erenda, linseed. If it is mucilaginous, the Shatavari, Safed Musli. Like that, by the smell itself, by closing our eyes, we can identify so many raw drugs and also the powders. But you just close your eyes, definitely you will identify the clove, yeah, cardamom, twerk also. Like that, by taking that aroma, we will identify so many plants. If it is very aromatic, definitely it may be clove, sandalwood, camphoraceous smell. If we are getting pyrethrin, Asteraceae members usually. Sternotatory, some it sends ugly, very ugly. It is very hard. Harita, shikakai, this will give sternotatory smell. Whereas characteristics, some on the powders, Asana, Arjuna, Shigru, this Ashoka, Shonaka, Jumbo will give a characteristic taste or smell. See, while we are collecting these products like bark, leaves, whole plant, how we wanted to study the morphology. Barks of maybe from the root bark, yeah, stem barks. By seeing that quills or the folding of that bark, the dried bark, channeled is definitely vata. You know that vata which is having a single channeled bark, like that single quill inside they are quilling, that is nimba. Double quill, you are getting cassia. Reverse quill, definitely it is kutaja bark. Multiple quill, it is very beautiful example is thok, that is Cinnamon xylonicum, not Indian thok, it is from the Sri Lankan thok. Whereas when we are receiving the leaves, either in the fresh or dried, we are going for the TS and also dried powder. If it is monocot or dicot, we can easily identify whether simple, compound, taste, etc., etc. Whereas whole plant, we wanted to study under the microscope. We wanted to get all the characters from the root, from the stem, from the leaves, of flowers, of fruits. Like this, the contents of the whole plants which we wanted to see. Either any part, if we are missing whole plant in the sense we wanted to use as such from the root, stem, leaves, fruits. If we are missing any part, if we are missing flowers from the plants itself, we can't identify the floral parts under the microscope, for example, the pollen grains and other things. See the basic idea of identification under the microscope. The first character is the starch grains. Definitely you know that the Guduchi Sattva, mainly it is the starch content. By keeping this one, the starch grains which you are classified into simple starch grains, you are seeing with hilum, without hilum, then with striations, without striations, compound starch grains, like that, the starch grains which we are identified under the microscope. See, whenever we are stained with iodine, definitely it will turns into the blue color. This is the simple method of starch grains. Like that, these trichomes, which are play very important role in the identification of raw drugs under the microscope. These trichomes are classified into unicellular trichomes, multicellular trichomes, warty trichomes, glandular trichomes, stellate trichomes, multicellular trichomes, then multi-branched trichomes. For example, I will give you one example. Ashwagandha root which we are using for the preparation. If the ashwagandha root powder is mixed with the stem powder, definitely we are getting multicellular, multi-branched trichomes. If we are getting Strychnos naxomica, you are seeing the third picture, that is lignified trichomes. If it is we are not getting lignified fibers and trichomes under the microscope, it not consist that strictness naxomicon. Like that, by keeping this trichomes, we are definitely identify so many rod drugs. Like this, calcium oxalate crystals. This play a very important role in the identification of rod drugs. I will give some best example for you. While we are preparing Surana sabji, otherwise the patarvel, if you are not treating properly, if you are consuming in the vegetable, really it will irritate our tongue. These calcium crystals are very sharp in nature. These calcium oxalate crystals also will take very important role in the identification of so many plants and adulterants. In this, we are getting acicular crystals. It is just like of a needle-like structure. Rhomboidal crystal, very beautifully we are observing three-dimension rhomboidal crystals. Then the cluster crystal, rosette crystals. These are called, these crystals are jewels of the plants. Under the microscope, definitely we are looking like diamonds. For that only purpose, we are named as jewels of the plants. See acicular crystals. See these beautiful rhomboidal crystals. Glazyrrhiza glabra, we are getting these rhomboidal crystals. In Shatavari, definitely we are receiving these acicular crystals. Like that, calcium carbonate is also, which we are getting so many rod drugs. Very few plant species which we are getting in this one. Example, the Cucurbitaceae family, Moraceae family, we are getting this calcium carbonate crystals. By keeping also this as a basic idea, we can differentiate so many rod drugs. Balloon shaped calcium carbonate, then the grapes bunched calcium carbonate crystals, which we are observed under the microscope. Like that, stone cells, which are also play very important role in the identification of exclusively the bark drugs. Ashoka, then Arjuna, we are getting so many adulterants. In that one, by keeping these stone cells structure, we can differentiate what is original Ashoka, what is original Arjuna, what is Kutaja. Like that, by keeping this basic concept of stone cells, we can identify so many rod drugs. Like that, while we are working in the root, yeah, stem, leaf, anything, we are getting xylem vessels. These xylem vessels are spiral, either maybe annular, pitted, border pitted, different rod drugs which we are getting in the different types of xylem vessels. So if we are working on the leaves, we are getting only spiral vessels. If we are working under the rhizomes, we are definitely getting annular or scalariform. When we are working in the heartwood, either sapan, yeah, red sandalwood, acacia catechu kadira, definitely we are getting border pitted vessels. So these are all the basic constituents of the rod drugs. Like that, stomata, it's very important character which we are going to standardize the plants. In the nature, they are mentioned about 136 different types of stomata. Among that one, we are receiving only 5 to 6 different types of stomata in the nature. What are those? That is parasitic, diacytic, anemocytic, anisocytic, and actinocytic. You see, this is the second picture is diacytic type of stomata. Definitely all the Acanthaceae members showing this type of stomata, diacytic stomata. And parasitic stomata, this parasitic stomata, the second one actually, next slide. In this one, definitely the convolvulaceae members, Shankapushpi, we are getting beautiful example for this one. We are getting definitely this convolvulaceae members showing a parasitic type of stomata. See, this stomata which I had keeping a micro slide in that one. By measuring it length and breadth, we can record it, and also we can identify the stomatal index. This measurement of stomata length and breadth either in Tamil Nadu, ya Kerala, ya Maharashtra, ya America, it should be particular perfect measurements. In Datura, which we are measuring in Tamil Nadu, it should be perfect in the America also. Like this is a particular scientific method of identification. See some examples which we are come across the transfer sections, dicot stem and monocot stem. See the beautiful difference between the dicot stem and monocot stem. In the dicot stem, we are getting the outermost layer is the epidermis, cortex, followed by vascular bundles and centrally located large pith. Whereas in the monocot, we are not getting the centrally pith. It is occupied by the xylem vessels. Like this, we can identify very easily the differentiate the either it is monocot stem or dicot stem. Like that, the dicot root and monocot root. Whatever may be the dicot root which we are using under the microscope, taking the section, definitely the centrally located vascular bundle, it is extended up to the central, the cork, then followed by cortex, then centrally located vascular bundle. Whereas in monocot root, the best example is Shatavari, you are observing the epiblema, then large cortex, then centrally located vascular bundle. In the center, it is having the pith. See the difference between the monocot stem is having the pith, dicot stem, whereas the monocot root having the pith. This is the difference between the dicot root stem. Whereas the leaf, which we can study under the microscope, definitely we are getting the vascular bundle in the centrally located through the midrib. Whereas in the monocot leaf, so many vascular bundles distributed all over the lamina region. You are seeing very beautifully. This is the dicot leaf is best example is the Tura or Vasa. Whereas the grass family monocot leaves, which we are getting so many vascular bundles in the lamina region. And dicot leaf is differentiated into, you know that one, upper epidermis, lower epidermis. This is dorsiventral leaf, we are calling as upper palisade parenchyma, lower spongy parenchyma. Whereas the monocot leaf is undifferentiated mesophyll. Only one type of parenchyma cells which we are getting in the mesophyll. Like that, the parameters for the quality assessment, we are going for the identify the plant, physico-chemical parameters, phytochemical parameters, microbiological analysis. Like that, the residual analysis, biological activity, toxicity, and safety profile. See how we are going through each and everything, single aspects. Macroscopic, we are collecting the drug, either it may be herbarium, dried or wet collection we are keeping for the study. Organoleptic, it is already we are studied. Microscopic, we just charted everything. Specific histochemical test. Then micrometry, we came across powder microscopy. We already observed so many characters. Like that, then it moves towards the physicochemical evaluation. In the physicochemical evaluation, what we are doing, first, the physical characters like ash value we wanted to see, then loss on dry we wanted to take, water soluble extractive, alcohol soluble extractive, then we wanted to see the hardness, iodine value, saponification value. Like that, pH also we can see very beautifully. Then it will move towards the phytochemical screening. When we wanted to take any raw drug, definitely we wanted to see the which are the phytoconstituents which are present in the particular plant or particular part which we wanted to see. By keeping so many chemical test for tannin, test for terpene, test for carbohydrate, test for flavonoids, fats, vitamins, oils, mucilaginous, like that. So many different chemical constituents which we observed present in the plant by making so many experiments in the chemistry lab. Like that, when we are complete this phytochemical screening of the individual plant, then it definitely move towards the chromatographic activity. In that one, we are getting a thin layer chromatography, that is a TLC. Then eye profiled thin layered chromatography. Then HPLC, LCMS, chromatographic. Then heavy metal analysis. Then microbial loading. And also which we are using for the marker compounds by keeping, we are going through the HPLC studies. Whereas by keeping the biological models which we wanted to analyze the plant, what actually the plant is working on. Either it may be antiviral, either it may be anti-inflammatory, either it may be anti-diabetic, analgesic, hepatoprotective, immunomodulatory. Like this different models which we are working on, that one to prove the plant which definitely working on which diseases. Then whenever it completes all the biological efficacy and its disease activity, we wanted to see the self-life. Self-life means you know that the basic idea of self-life, children it is having a particular days, very few months it will retrieve, 4 to 6 months, like that vati, tablet, basma, like that asava, arista. There is no restriction for this self-life. Oils also, we are going for the self-life. Then packaging. Packaging, it's an important aspect when we are packing the finished products and the Ayurvedic formulations. In this one, we wanted to see the particular powder which we wanted to keep in the particular box or this one. Then either asava arista which we are keeping in the bottles, the honey which we are keeping in the amber bottle, like that one, different formulations which require different types of containers for the packaging. Labeling, it should be particular and specific. Labeling, it is also a scientifically which we are going for that one. If it is after the packing, labeling is very important aspect. Formulation, the name, then it's a company name, it's constituents, its action, preparation date, then expiry date, then whether it is certified, company is certified or uncertified, GLP certified, GMP certified, then the cost of the price, the cost of the finished product, in state is different, out state is different. Like that, different scientific methodology we wanted to labeling. हमको ऐसे कैसे चाहिए ऐसे नहीं कर सकते हैं this labeling. It should be a scientific method of labeling. Whereas storage, these storage, when we are keeping the raw drugs or it may be finished product, it's having its own parameters for the storage. Store in the raw drugs should be stored in the closed containers. The bark, leaves and other we are stored in the gunny bags, exclusive the fruits and the seeds which we are keeping in the vessels container. Like this different methodology which we are using for the storage. Whereas by finished products also we will follow these rules and regulations. See, when we are analyzing the finished products, it may be differentiated into single herbal drugs and compound formulations. Single herbal formulation, there is no restriction. We will do the pharmacognosy under the microscope and also chemistry and also pharmacology, microbiological activity. Very few finished products of this single formulations. Those are all Bikuna, Isabgulla, Shatavari, Ashwagandha. These are all the single raw drugs which we are using. Whereas compound formulations like we are number of compound formulations, Trikatu, Trifala, Sitopaladi, Ingvastructure, Sudarshan, what it may be. See, the WHO guidelines and the CCRS and ICMR guidelines, we are having some limitations for the assessment of these finished products. Churna compound formulations we can identify under the microscope. Then Avaleha we can identify under the microscope. It may be Gutica tablets, churn, like that. The Asavarista we are not going to study under the microscope. Thaila preparations we are not going to study under the microscope. Basma we are not studying under the microscope. Further, some limitations are there in the formulations, compound formulations up to Vati, Gutica, then Churna, we are definitely identify under the microscope. For example, Trikatu, Trifala, if it is in the compound formulation under the microscope, definitely we can identify whether the provided Trikatu is consist of all the three ingredients, whether Trifala consists of all the three ingredients of Haritaki, Vibhitaki, Amlaki. Like under the microscope, each and every raw drug, they are having the particular characters. By keeping those characters, whether the finished product consists of all the ingredients or any other missing ingredient, definitely we are seeing under the microscope and analyze and evaluation taking place. Then it moves towards the chemistry, then ecology, then further standardization. Then only it will called as a finished product to come in the industry to the market level. Like that, we are using the single drugs in the sense of we naming it as source where we wanted to get. We wanted to mention that one. We wanted to mention the botanical name, local name, part used, then collection place, altitude, latitude, then collector name which we wanted to do. Then we will go for the macroscopy, then organoleptic, microscopy, histochemical, then powder microscopy. Then only it should certify it as the provided material is Ashwagandha root, Shatavari root, Bala whole plant. Like that, if we are certifying, while we are certifying, any doubts should be came across, We wanted to certify it as maybe Ashwagandha, maybe Shatavari, maybe Bala. If it is fully confirmed, then only this is identified, authenticated, Bala, Trikatu, Trifala, like that. Either it may be in the form of a single plant authentication, single powder authentication, or it may be compound formulation identification. We wanted to certify very scientifically and give it as it should be, or it may be. Then only it will get the value. It should, the provided material is, we will Trikatu, then we will sign it. Then if it is provided material, maybe Trikatu in the sense, any Trikatu plant is missing, either Pippali, ya Marich, ya Shunti is missing. We wanted to mention it may be Trikatu, it not should be a Trikatu. Like this, we wanted to finalize the single drugs, compound formulations. Like this, we will follow so many articles to prepare all these presentations. See, the thing for medicinal plants and save the nature. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was great listening to you, sir. Now it's time for question and answer session. Participants can raise the questions in the chat box. So there is a question, sir. So there is a question.
Uh-huh.
How to extract chemical composition like alkaloids, toxins from the plants?
We just already mentioned in the, while we are going through the physicochemical, then phytochemical analysis. For that one, we wanted to make a whole plant fine extract, powder extractive. While preparing the extractives, either maybe methanol extractive or ethanol extractive. By keeping this extractive, we can analyze different chemical constituents of the particular plant. Next.
Sir, can you please explain about the stomata types?
Types, actually, stomata, in the text they are mentioned 136 different types. Among that one, in the nature, we are getting nearly 5 to 6 different types of stomata. Among that one, parasitic, diacytic, anamocytic, anisocytic, and actinocytic. Parasitic means stomata, it is covered by two parallel epidermal cells, then it is called parasitic. Whereas diacytic means it is diagonous to the stomata, the epidermal cells. Whereas in anamocytic, three equal sized epidermal cells which covers the stomatal opening. Whereas anisocytic stomata, one epidermal cell is small, 2 to 3 epidermal cells are big in size. Then it is called anisocytic stomata. Whereas the actinocytic type of stomata, in that one, radially arranged more than 6 to 7 epidermal cells around the stomata. This is very few, 5 to 6 different types of stomata which we are observing in the nature, very commonly.
So,
next.
Trichomes examples.
Trichomes, see, trichomes are beautiful identification in the raw drugs. When we are receiving the VASA, definitely we are getting glandular trichomes. glandular trichomes, sessile glandular trichomes. Whereas Datura, we are getting a multicellular glandular trichome. So it is looking like a bulb. Whereas this Bala, definitely all the different Ati Bala, it may be Bala, and Bruhati Kantakari, we are getting a stellate trichome. Stellate trichome means the one cell is divided into 3 to 5 different parts and arising like fingers. That is called stellate trichome. So definitely we can identify in the Bala, then Bruhati, Kantakari, like that. You are observed the Vibhitaki. Vibhitaki fruit is when we are sense that fruit, it is velvet in sensation. These are all the trichomes actually. When we are analyzing Triphala under the microscope, if we are missing these trichomes under the microscope, definitely we will write it as in this powder Vibhitaki is missing. Like this specific trichomes character, we can identify so many different plants and raw drugs. Next.
So how to identify Nagakeshara plant?
What?
Identification of Nagakeshara, sir.
Nagakesara. Nagakesara, Mesovifera, the adulterant which we are using, the Acrocarpus longifolia. While we are receiving this powder, definitely Kesara means pollen grains. While we are studying under the microscope, the beautiful pollen grains we come across under the microscope. If it is, we are observing 3 protuberances. In the sense, pollen grains which we are getting ball-shaped structure under the microscope, this ball is having 3 protuberances. Then it is definitely a Nagakesara. More than 3 protuberances, it is definitely Acrocarpus longifolia. Definite 3 protuberant pollen grains, it identified as the original Nagakesara, Mesovifera.
So can you please explain phytochemical screening, sir?
Screening. While we just analyze any plant and its powder, first we will go for the chemistry lab. We wanted to analyze the physical parameters. Physical parameters in that, first of all, we wanted to go for the color odor test. Then it will goes for the physical parameters like ash value, loss on dry, pH, then acid soluble, then water soluble. These are all the guidelines which are given by the WHO. These wanted to meet its own parameters. After these physical parameters, then we will move towards the phytoconstituents. We already discussed how to analyze these phytoconstituents to detect this one, so many parameters, so many guidelines for the identification of tannins, carbohydrates, different tests are there. By finishing this one, we will go for the TLC, HTLC, and particular plant which we are provided powder. If you know that one, if we run HPTLC through the marker compounds. For example, Bacopa monnieri, if you are getting that powder, the standard Becoside purchased from the company, if you are running along with that Becoside, then we will finalize that one, how much amount of Becoside present in your test drug. These are all the chemical standardness and phytoconstituents. Next.
So on sensory organoleptic evolution, if we perceive more than one taste, then how could we find the drug?
See, each and every drug, it's having In Ayurveda, Pradhanaras and Anuras. Pradhanaras and Anuras. While we are tasting any powder, we wanted to write first sense of that powder. Suppose example, Amalaki, first we will sense it Amla, finally it will gives a sweet taste. Like that Haritaki powder, when we taste that one, first it is gives astringent, finally it will gives the sweet taste. Like that we wanted to mention Pradhana Rasa and Anurasa. Dono we wanted to mention two different Pradhan Rasa and Anurasa. Next.
Sir, please explain about Ballataka microscopy.
Ballataka microscopy, it is very difficult to take the suction. First of all, it will come under the poisonous drug. The many peoples which are not holding and also they are not going under that plant. But if you are keeping and taking the suction, it is very difficult. First of all, if you are collecting those ballataka fruit and soaked into the water, you will take the suction of that one, then study under the microscope. The actually the fixed oil and oleoresins which are present, that is the carcinogenic. If you are taking the suction, immediately rashes will take place and other things. For that, to avoid that one, usually we are using the gloves and other things, coconut oil we are using. When we are taking the suction, beautiful layers we are getting, the fixed oil area, then the oleoresin content area, then the trichomes and also the epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp, like that different layers which we are getting. We wanted to take care about of this working on Ballataka. Otherwise, it will cause us immediate reaction. Next.
So, how to identify the presence of Triphala in a compound formulation?
How to identify?
The presence of Triphala in compound formulation.
Triphala. See, Triphala is the combination of three fruits, Haritaki, Vitaki, Amlaki. These three combination of fruits, individual plant, individual fruits, it's having own characters. The Haritaki, it's having under the microscope, we are getting epicarp cells, then beautiful group of stone cells and large scleroids. Whereas the Bibitaki, definitely I had discussed trichomes we are getting in that compound formulation. Definitely we are getting pitted scleroids and stone cells, large brown contents tannin we are getting. Whereas Amalaki, we are getting the fibers, then silica deposition in the Amalaki, then mesocarp cells. All the individual, if you are knowing the individual fruit microscopy, then only we will analyze the compound formation. Without the knowledge of individual microscopy, we can't go through the compound formation. By keeping all the individual raw drug characteristic under the microscope, then only we will finalize the compound formation. Definitely we can differentiate what are the characters from the Haritaki, what are the characters from the Vibhitaki, what are the characters from the Amalaki, very beautifully. Either it may be Triphala, Trikotu, Panchamula, Bruhat Panchamula, Dashamula, also we can differentiate the characters. Next.
So, please explain which method is convenient for section and how to do the section cutting of the bark?
Sectioning is definitely two methods of we are following. One is a microtome section and another one is a freehand section. Very well convenient is a freehand section. While we are going through the microtome section, we wanted to the material keep inside the wax. Then only we will make the sections. Once again, we will take out of that one to heat that one and separate the section from the wax and other things. While we are taking the freehand section by keeping with the two fingers and by blade itself, we want to take the very thin section, keeping the sections in the water. Very thin and floating sections are suitable for the mounting. These sections are more than 5 to 6. Keep in this slide. The best section is selecting and finalize that one, and then we will. The freehand section is very suitable for that one, for the stem and root. While we taking the section of leaf, it is very difficult. For that only purpose, we wanted to make the carrot stem. Don't go for the potato stem. Potato stem, actually potato consists of starch grains. It is mixed and interfere with the section. To avoid that one, the carrot stem, by keeping the midrib portion in the carrot stem, then we will take the transfer sections and study under the microscope. For the different parts which we are going to take the different technology of sectioning, while we are studying this stomata, peeling up of leaf, peeling method, by keeping opposite to our face, just we'll peel it, then the very thin white transparent material which we are getting from the leaf, that it take away and mount on the slide, study under the microscope. We will definitely study the stomata type and their characteristics. After this taking of sectioning, first we will observe under the plain water. Then we will go for the different staining system. First we will stain it with HCl and fluoroglycine, because we wanted to study the lignify elements present in the section. Then go for the iodine treatment. While we are keeping the staining the iodine, definitely the starch grains will get the blue color in the section. Well, in the lab also we will try for the so many different histochemical evaluation. For the tannin, which we are keep the FeCl3, immediately where the tannin is present, immediately that will turn into the blue color. Like this, we will study the sections and taking the sections under the microscope.
So, preparing aromatic drug like Omam Tvat into churnam, how to maintain the aroma till it make into the churnam?
Good collection practices is the very important aspect. While we are collecting these raw drugs and dried in the shade only, whatever the volatile material which contains oil containing materials, we should be dried in the shade. Then we wanted to powder it very properly and keeping this powder in the closed containers, plastic containers, not aerated containers. If it is aerated containers if we are keeping in the sunlight, that volatile immediately oil is evaporation takes place. For that one, we wanted to keep in the shade place only and closed containers. Next.
So hardwood can be studied by microscope or only powder microscope can be possible, sir?
Yeah, definitely powder microscopy, which will give scientific knowledge. If you are providing ashwagandha, only root powder will get the different character. If it is interfere with the stem, we are getting different characters. Then Arjuna bark powder, if you are providing original Arjuna, it's having definitely the rosette and cluster crystals. If it is adulterated only, if we are getting only the rosette crystals. In original Arjuna, we are getting crystal fibers, whereas the adulterant Arjuna, we are not getting the crystal fiber. Whereas in original Arjuna, definitely the fibers are lignified, whereas adult Arjuna, we are not getting lignified fibers. Like this particular drug, it's having own its character. By keeping the standard in the mind, then we will analyze which is the adulterant one, which is the original powder. Definitely we can identify.
So how to find the Sitopaladi Churna microscopically?
You know the combination of Sitopaladi by keeping all the individual constituents in the mind when analyzing under the microscopy, Tvak, Ela, like this one, the different characters of perisperm cells of Ela, we are differently the lignified fibers, stone cells, like this particular characters of the individual rod drugs of the Sitopaladi Churna. Sitopaladi Churna, first of all, we will make it by sensory character. It is sweet in nature. The second important aspect is the Sitopaladi Churna, the Shabda. While we are differentiating, just I will give example. You just sense the sound of ashwagandha powder and Sitopaladi Churna. While we are sensing the sound of ashwagandha, we are not getting any sound. When we are sensing the, hearing the crispy sound in the nearby ear, while we are Sitopaladi Churna, it will give crispy sound, char 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 sound. We will get in the Sitopaladi. Then afterwards, by keeping individual raw drugs characters and finalize the Sitopaladi. While in that one, the great the loss of this ingredient Vanshalochana, nowadays nobody is knowing this Vanshalochana. And also they are not absorbed this Vanshalochana. Nowadays we are prepared only in the lab. They are providing this Vanshalochana. Vanshalochana actually, the original Vanshalochana available in the forest after 13 years of the developed Vansha, Bambusa, only we are getting this Vanshalochana that we wanted to put in the Sitopaladi.
So why that sound was particularly in Sitopaladi Churna?
What? Why?
Why that sounds was particularly in Sitopaladi Churna?
Because this Vanshalochana, we are keeping the powder when we are making this Vanshalochana. We are keeping this Bambusa, and also along with that one sugar we are keeping. This will Vanshalochana is not going to fine powder. It is hard, very hard, and by sensing that in the finger, that will crashes takes place and hear the sound of crispy sound. Definitely it is from the Vanshalochana and the sugar.
So can you please explain about the latest method and the invention in microscopic identification?
What plant?
Uh,
Repeat.
Identification. So can you please explain about the latest method and the invention in microscopic identification?
Microscopy. It is not a latest invention. Yeah, like that one. We are having different uh, microscope in the lab, monocular, binocular microscopes, and the trinacular microscope. While research microscope and SEM microscope, like this different advanced microscope we are having in the labs, where in the trinacular microscope, Carl Zeiss trinacular microscope, definitely while we are studying the section, it will comes to the computer screen only. Like that SEM microscope, then digital microscope, then ultra scanning microscope. These are all very beautiful instruments nowadays which we are getting in the market. It costs about also more than 1 crore, 2 crore, like that microscope also there.
While drying aromatic drug, whether it should be in closed room or open room, sir?
It should be aerated windows with closed room. Aerated. The aromatic plants should be in the closed container, but aerated chamber is should be maintained properly, scientifically. The plants and the raw drugs are having different yeah, level is go up down, immediately the fungal infection takes place. For that only purpose, any raw drug storage area should be aerated. Next.
So please explain the importance of stone cell in differentiating the drugs.
Stone cells are playing very important role while identification of these raw drugs. Best example I will give you, this is Twak and Arjuna. Twak usually you are using cinnamon tamala in India, but original Twak is cinnamon xylanicum. It is from Sri Lanka. It is completely processed. Actually, the cinnamon xylanicum, the external bark is removed, whereas Indian twak is with the bark. By keeping this, while we are studying under the microscope, uh, the stone cells play important role. Some, in the case of cinnamon xylanicum, we are not getting, whereas in cinnamon tamala, definitely we are getting the stone cells. Like that, whereas in Ashoka and Arjuna bark, whereas in Polyalthia largifolia, the different types of stone cells, pitted and large shaped stone cells we are getting, whereas in original Ashoka, we are getting the simple stone cells filled with tannin content. These are all very important characters.
What is the importance and the need of pharmacognosy knowledge for an Ayurvedic doctor, sir?
Dravya Guna, it's very quite related with the pharmacognosy. It will start with the Dravya Guna, more or less taxonomy from the collection itwards. It will start the Ayurvedic perspectives. Pharmacognosy You know, in Dravya Guna, there are various parameters we are getting while collectioning this type of method of collection. It is also very important. If we are following these parameters according to the rules and regulations, it is definitely helpful in the pharmacognosy. Your taxonomy will not confirm any Ayurvedic drugs and also Ayurvedic formulations. These are all interlinked. It is chain linked work. While collection is the first process, collection, then identification. Like that, also in Ayurveda, we are using the same methodology of collection, making identification, nama, rupa, like that, storage, then preparation, then its analysis. These are all chain linked characters which will helps in the Ayurveda for the development.
So how to identify Guruji Sattva?
Guruji Sattva, the name only they are giving so many companies. This is Guruji Sattva, Guruji Sattva. So many companies they are providing the rice starch and also gave starch like this. Under the microscope, definitely we came across the difference between the Guduchi starch grains and the rice starch grains or Ipeku starch grains or other root grains. Because while we are studying the starch grain under the microscopy, the Guduchi, it is definitely oval and tear shaped. We are getting same structure when it is mixed with either the rice flour or it may be the gevu flour. Definitely the rice starch grains are very small with high lump, whereas in the triticum that striations by keeping this particular technique, starch grain is different adulterates.
So there are alternative drugs used for rarely available drugs. Will this change the compound formulation? If so, how this can be addressed when sent for testing?
See, nowadays it is a very big scarcity of raw drugs. We are using as a adulterant, as a pratinidhi, like that. It is superimposed. Whatever may be the thing, just I will give the example of the Shmola. All this Mula, we are already shifted to the aerial parts. Like that, Brihati Kantakari, we are using the Melangina, then other Solanum species. Because the percentage of the same family members, more or less, it is the same. Uh, like that, one example, it's having so many different plants using in the name of Salaparni and Krishnaparni. Nowadays, what is happening? If it is Salaparni is not available, Krishnaparni, Dviguna we are putting in that one because these two plants belongs to the same family. More or less 60 to 40 to 60% of they're having same chemical constituents. Uh, by keeping this one, we don't miss off any raw drug. Out of that one, we will make it as 2 times of that one and keep the chemical constituents as such percentage. This may be varies, but family from the same family members, we are getting nearly 30 to 40% percentage of similar constituents.
Sir, you have published more than 400 articles in pharmacognosy. Could you please share about your experience in identification of drugs in the field of Ayurveda?
Preparation of this article is not a simple question. Preparation of research articles on a single drug, it is no problem. By keeping one plant stem, leaf, root, section and its powder, then we will publish as such. Whereas in the compound formulation, it is very big problematic. While when we came across this Trifala, Trikatu, Valli Panchamala, Brahat Panchamala, whatever may be the so many compound formulations, in that one I came across one beautiful experience, this Trifala. I will give one example, one research article experience. You know the percentage. While preparing Trifala, we are using two kinds of preparation. 1:1:1, 1:2:4. See, 1:1:1 preparation is different. 1:2:4 different preparation. Usually, we will prescribe 1:1:1 preparation, where particularly in the Shalakya department, to wash the eyes, we are using 1:2:4 formulations. By keeping this particular idea, I prepared one article on 1:2:4. Why this is? Because 1:1:1 means the different ingredients of this Trikatu, Haritaki, Vibhitaki, it consists calcium oxalate crystals, rosette crystals in the Vibhitaki. While 1:1:1 powder is just working on the eyes, it is very sensitive. These crystals, calcium crystals, give the harmful effect to the eyes. To overcome from this one, just I analyzed 1:2:4 Churna under the microscope. The beautiful experience I got. 1:2:4 powder, I am not getting this rosette crystals. Where 1:1:1, we are getting so many crystals, rosette crystals and the prisms. Then I studied very well and had put the name of a suicide character of crystal systems. This will, how it is possible? See, 1:2:4 is the 4 quantity is the amlaki, that is acidic in nature, while more quantity of acid is mixed with this haritaki and vibhitaki, this amla, that is acidic character, that dissolves these crystals. Then it is very safer use in the eye complaints. You just go through that article, you will get the very beautiful experience of that one. Like this, we are keeping very scientific experience. Preparation of these articles is not a simple job. These articles all over the world, they are observing all these articles. Otherwise, immediately you will receive the comments on so many articles. By this, I got a very good experience by making Trifala 1:1 and 1:2:4. Definitely, you will go those articles. Next.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your excellent explanations.
Okay.
Here we come to the end of the session. I express my gratitude to Dr. Harish for informative and interesting session. Thank you, sir. Here the time for announcement. There will be a special program which is continuous series of 3 days for a month. That is on September 22, 23 and 24 at 6 p.m. onwards on the topic of Principle and Practice of Bhakti by Dr. L. Mahadevan. Registration is open now. Registration fee is rupees 400 per month for new attendees. And for the active and old Jiksha participants, the registration fee is 350. It has been found the people sharing Zoom ID to others, which is not acceptable. If anyone want to join the session, they are welcome. Kindly contact 8111555100. Kindly don't use fake ID. The next session of Dravya Guna is by Dr. Ellen Zillian on Friday at 6:30 a.m. The next yoga session is by Dr. Harshavardhan, Dr. Madar Kumar, and Dr. Kalpana Devi on Thursday at 6 a.m. Nahi Jnanena Sadrisam Pavitram Miha Vidyate. Indeed, there is nothing purifying here comparable to knowledge. By quoting from Bhagavad Gita, I would like to conclude the session. Thank you everyone for joining us today.